Hey everyone, today I have my Shark vacuum cleaner. Right here where the cable goes in, it tore, the shielding on the cable tore somehow, and one of the wires actually broke in two and was sparking the last time we used it. So I'm gonna see if I can splice this back together safely, and just wanted to invite you along for the ride. The top comes off. There's 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 screws that you got to take off. Most of them are T9H security bit screws. The last one was a T20H security screw, so that one was significantly larger. But basically what I've done is I've cut out the offending section there. I'm going to cut a little bit back on this wire, and you can see how the wire comes in and then wraps around here, and then it goes through this little channel. So I don't have a whole lot of room to work with as far as how much material I can put in here. So I've got to, I'm gonna try to solder these wires together. I don't have room for any sort of connectors or anything. I'm gonna try to solder them together. I don't have a soldering iron, I have a wood burning kit, so I'm hoping I can make that work. And I just have my flux and solder from my plumbing work, so it's a little janky, so we'll see how it goes. I do have some heat shrinks. Hoping I have enough room to fit all that in there after I solder it together. So I'm gonna cut the shielding down a little bit so I can get some exposed wire here. Of course, I'm gonna shorten my cable by doing this, but it's only by, you know, a few inches at the most, so I'm not too worried about that. So stay tuned. All right, I've got some heat shrinks here. I've got my wires stripped down a bit. Let's see if I can get these on here. So and then just a matter of soldering these bad boys together. Need to see if I can get them to hold together. So while I get the solder going, and that should work. So I use this for soldering copper pipe. So I have to assume it would also work for copper wire. I'm not sure, however, if my soldering iron will get hot enough to melt this solder, because you know this is usually with a torch, actual flame coming out. So let it heat up a little longer. Okay, I think it's actually melting some solder now. Trying to avoid touching that wire with this heat. I am pretty happy with that. That's awesome. Never soldered before. At least not wire. I've soldered plenty of pipe. Never done this before. I am so happy with that. Now we're going to see if this hair dryer is hot enough to heat up my heat shrinks and get these connections all sealed up. All right, I think our heat shrinks are in and good. Just gotta feed this in. Try to get it into that channel. Of course, this is supposed to keep it from pulling out of the, breaking off these wires back here, but unfortunately in my case it broke right at the opening, in spite of all their work to try to keep it from breaking right there, having a funneled input or exit for the wires and all that, and that's still where it broke. Hoping I have enough flexibility here that it'll slide down in there. Let's see if it works. Okay, that goes on, that's good. I'm gonna wait to put the screws in here. Now we need to plug it in. No sparking yet, that's good. Okay, it works. Just gotta get my spring in here properly, and of course the screws will help hold this down to where that won't be a problem. So let's get it put back together. Like so. Oh. This is where the big screw goes. It goes actually right over the wire there to hold that in place. Get that in first. We got to switch the bit out because the rest of them are that smaller T9H bit. And we have 6 of those that we need to put in. All right. Happy that these are all the same size, except for, you know, that larger one that holds the wire in place. That's cool. You don't have to worry about which one goes where. That should be it. I'm gonna try it again. With the attachment on there. Very nice. All right, I'm glad that worked. Never soldering wires before. I'm super happy that that actually went together. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I've got the flux, I've got solder, and as long as the soldering iron is going to get hot enough, it should melt the solder onto the wire. And it seemed like a very strong connection. I have no doubt, because of the lack of movement in that cable, I have no doubt that that will last for years and years to come. So yeah, very happy with how that turned out. And now our vacuum works again, so we can continue using it. So awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. And go ahead and like the video if this helped you out fixing your vacuum, or subscribe if you want to see some more of my videos. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Have a good one.